What's up, everybody? So it's been a while. I was in India, but I'm officially back in the States now, and I'm already hammering out videos for you guys, especially before med school starts. And here's one that I was working on in India, and that's when I interviewed at the Yale School of Medicine. And as many of you know, I'm matriculating there in August. So it's really cool watching this video for me because it was, when I filmed it, I didn't know what the outcome would be, and now that I'm watching it, I'm actually know that I'm going to be a student there. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do. It was my first genuine encounter in the snow. I got to see snow, hung out with friends, had a great time. Hope you enjoy the video, learn a lot about Yale, and here it is. I think this is going to be probably the last leg of my interview trip, which is sad, but it's happening. It's literally 6:30 a.m. I woke up at like 4. Flight from SFO today, so I'm at SFO. Headed to Chicago first. So the thing about Southwest, you get very few direct flights. And because you get very few direct flights, you'd lose a bit of time at all the stops you make. But regardless, SFO has these nice chairs now, so at least I can sleep. Get to Chicago in like 4 hours, 4.5. 1 hour layover, and then going to New Haven. So I'll be at the Yale School of Medicine. It's going to be a total flight time of probably around 7 hours is what I heard. So it's a lot. And on top of that, because of the 3-hour time difference, it basically puts you at like 10 hours. You'd think 10 hours would pass.
So, International Airport. Is requested.
Anyway, this place is like dead empty. I got through security in like 30 seconds. By the way, so to get to Yale, if you're going to Yale, this is important, at least to interview. There are 2 airports. There's a New Haven airport and then there's a Hartford airport. So there's New Haven airport only comes with US Airways. You need to buy a US Airways ticket, which I didn't do because it was more expensive. I was like, let's just go to Hartford because I like Southwest. I'm a Southwest guy. So I went to Hartford, and to get from Hartford to New Haven, you need to take like a $50 shuttle. So it's $100 round trip that you have to add on to your initial ticket price, which kind of sucks. The good part is if you go into Hartford, there's a lot of cross mingling because it's an international airport, which means you'll like never run out of ways to get there. It's just that even in Uber, I looked it up. An Uber from the Hartford airport to Yale School of Medicine was like $60 in UberX because they don't have Uber Pool. No Uber Pool in Yale. So all this kind of worked against me. Bought a shuttle for $49. I will link the shuttle in the description below. It was pretty cheap compared to the Uber, so I took that. Should be an hour. Yale also has this dinner thing 1 day before your interview. What that means is if you get there 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. the day before your interview, you can do the pizza dinner, but I'm getting there at 5:30 and I'm pretty sure the shuttle's not going to be ready, so I probably won't make that dinner, which is sad because it's free pizza. So sad. So you can see that I have my jacket prepared. This is kind of warm. Oh God. Oh God. I just realized I left my suit and my jacket at like a random chair. I have to go get that. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness I just remembered. I was like, where's my other jacket? I had like this winter jacket and I realized I left it across the chair I was sitting at one chair, but I left it at another chair. Anyway, hopefully I can find them. Oh my goodness, it's still there. Oh. Thank goodness for integrity with people. My winter jacket and my suit. People often ask, how do you carry your suit? I carry it in a bag. Some people wear it, thinking that it won't crease. I'm glad I found this. Glad talking reminded me. All right, well, I think boarding is gonna happen soon, so I'll probably board, get some nice footage, it'll be fun. And I'll keep you guys updated. Back to Chicago, and now I'm getting some food. It was like a 4-hour flight and I slept the whole time. So I actually have done absolutely nothing to prep for this interview, and it's tomorrow at 8 a.m. So hopefully in the next flight, I'll probably buy Wi-Fi and do some more work. When I get to New Haven, I have my shuttle waiting that I booked this morning. I slept for 4 hours. I'm pretty energized. I ordered a large coffee from McDonald's. If I can get productive work done, even 2 hours is a lot for me. To do the research in the school, and then hopefully I can learn a lot about it by the end of tonight, because that's pretty much the goal, because the interview is literally tomorrow. I did not plan well for this, but anyway, oh well.
2 hours later.
I'm officially at Bradley International Airport, which is in Hartford. I think it's around like 60 minutes away from New Haven, which is a problem because I bought a shuttle and I got here and I called the shuttle, which I'm going to say it's called CT Limo, Connecticut Limo. The ticket was $49 from here to New Haven, and I told you that that's cheaper than an Uber, which was $60 because they only have Uber X and Uber XL here because Uber Pool is not a thing. CT Limo told me they'll be here in about an hour. So I basically did this, and I recommend to anyone who does this, just have a laptop and then find an outlet and then just sit down and work. So I'm doing that right now. Always use spare time to your advantage. That's the one thing I've learned. Like, you can always just sit down somewhere, plug in, and just do work. Especially if you want to research the school, you want to look up stuff that you didn't know. That's always really good to do. Also, the Yale Medical School is on the same campus as the Yale University, undergrad, business school, management school. They're all close together. So that works in my favor because most other schools, as you've seen through these vlogs, don't necessarily have that condition. Yale does. So what that means is if you have friends at Yale, any part of Yale, Yale Management, Yale Business School, Yale, whatever, you likely can stay with them if you end up interviewing because they're all close together. Like, I'm staying with a friend who went to Yale for undergrad. She's not necessarily doing med school, but she's lived here, so that's why I'm gonna stay here. Makes life a lot easier. Interviews tomorrow. It's not MMI, it's 2 one-on-one open interviews. Okay, what that means is one-on-one, obviously personal. Open means that they have access to my entire application file, which is why one of the things I'm doing today is reviewing my application.
The next day.
I finished my interview today. Woo! I didn't actually get any footage because basically all of Yale is like interwoven within the city. What else do I want to say? Oh, once you get to Yale, you will most likely be in the undergrad campus because that's the prominent part. The med school is about 1 mile away from there. If you want to go to the interview in the morning, you could take the Red Line, which is a free shuttle service interwoven in the New Haven network. Or you can just Uber there. It costs me about a $6 Uber to get to Yale Med School from like the Yale undergrad place. On the way back from the interview was pretty much from 8 to like 5. It actually took the whole time. I took the blue line. Let me give you some recommendations if you're in the area. Definitely check out Junzi. Junzi is a Asian Chipotle. I think it's here. It's in my bag. Junzi is super good. It's kind of like, as I mentioned, Asian Chipotle. What do I mean by Asian Chipotle? It's like noodles, but then instead of a burrito, you have noodles, and on top of the noodles, you can add in various types of Asian toppings. Yeah, it is as cool as it sounds. So definitely check it out if you're here. It's 32 degrees here. Probably colder now. It was 32 degrees when I left my interview at 5 p.m. It is now like 8 p.m. Oh, if you ever come here, the Payne Lindsay Gym is literally 8 stories high. It's the largest indoor gym in the United States, or in the world actually. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Tomorrow I'll be getting a tour of Yale, so hopefully then I can show you guys more. It's officially the next day now. I'm at home, chilling. My eyes look like insanely red. I actually got a lot of sleep yesterday. I woke up at like 1 p.m. today. I always take like an extra day anywhere I go for interviews. Usually that extra day for me comes before the interview, so I have an extra day to prep for it. But this time around, I did schedule the extra day after the interview, so now I'm actually just chilling and watching YouTube videos. Oh yeah, look at this. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. This is like the actual shirt, and then I have a thermal underneath, and this is just inside the house. I have not left the house yet. When I leave the house, I'll probably add on a new layer. It's actually underneath. Where is it? I think my jacket is underneath here. Oh yeah, there it is. This is the jacket I wear on top of all of it. So it's like my 6th or 7th layer technically. Yale, much like Harvard, much like Mayo Clinic, those are I think the only 3 I know that delay. Actually, UPenn does the same and Columbia does the same. So all of those schools, there's other schools like that delay notification about your application until the end of the cycle. So even though the application cycle is rolling, they'll interview everyone and then they'll get back to you at the very end. So that it doesn't put you at a disadvantage if you interview later, which is nice to know because I'm interviewing right now. It's January. On the other hand, there are schools that are pretty heavily rolling. I think all the UCs are heavily rolling, which means the earlier you interview, the more likely you are to get a spot because the class is not full yet, versus like interviewing later on is much more risky. Post-interview acceptance rate at Yale is about 1/3, which means 1/3 of the people who interview will get accepted, including off the wait list. It's a great place. Seems like a cool place. Learned a lot about it yesterday.
The admissions director is actually super amazing. He told us all these stories. He said, like, the youngest applicant they've ever come across was, like, 12 years old. The oldest was, like, around 40-something. But it was really cool getting that diverse insight into all these applications.
Okay, I have to vlog this. Look, it's snowing. What the heck? What the heck? It's, like, actually crazy.
This is literally, like, picture perfect right now.
That's because of me.
Well, how would you classify the snow on a scale of like 1 to snowing like shit crazy?
Well, we've only had like 3 or 4 snow days.
Yeah, but what is this like? Do you think this is a lot, or do you think this is moderate? Do you think this is little?
I think this is a lot. I don't know. I think so.
Okay. She's been here for 6 months and she thinks this is a lot, so look at me just tolerating. All right, Hannah, explain to my viewers where we're going.
Wait, Jess, where are you going? wait. British Art Center?
This is the British Art Center?
Yeah, down that way is like a bookstore or whatever.
Okay.
If you go down that street, there are like a whole bunch of like grad school apartments and also cultural houses. That looks like, I don't know, like
An antibody?
Yeah, I was just about to say. It looks
Or
like
a virus, or a water molecule if you're really creative. Wait, this is actually a lot of snow right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting pelted.
My hands are
I'm barely surviving right now, and I'm just pulling through for my YouTube viewers. What's up, everybody? Look at me being like this East Coast native with the scarf. The sun isn't interfering with my filming, and at the same time, it's not cold enough such that I can't film. Now I'm trying to get lunch before I take the Connecticut limo back to the Hartford airport and then have a trip directly to Los Angeles. So it's not a direct flight. It's kind of like a start here and then go to Baltimore. But in Baltimore, there's a standstill, which means I don't have to move. I just stay in the plane. So at that point, I will likely go ahead and switch seats to a better seat. And from Baltimore to LA is direct. So that should work in my favor. Yeah. Oh, I guess I'll probably be putting this up once I hear back from all my schools anyway. But I just found out I got rejected from Johns Hopkins today. Yeah, ambivalent feelings, but you know, it's fine. It happens. I didn't have the best interview there, so don't get me wrong. I probably definitely didn't rub them the right way. But regardless, it's chill, dude. I've had 2 schools I've gotten straight rejected from after the interview, including Case Western and Hopkins. 2 schools where I've been waitlisted from after the interview, such as UC Davis and UCSD. And 2 schools where I got accepted after the interview, which is Northwestern and USC. Right? So, yeah, it's been a good ride. I just wanted to give you guys a brief update. Say goodbye to New Haven. There you have it. It was a great experience, fun time all around. If you caught on to that last part, you'll notice that I was actually taking a flight to LA, and that's because I was interviewing at UCLA after I had interviewed at Yale. So that's another vlog, that's another experience to share with you guys. I hope you're excited for that. More videos to come, and thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.